Hello, people. Welcome to the fourth group of the pitch stage. I'm assuming you all know the rules, so I'm not going to explain what a pitch is. But we have 8 startups that at the end of it, there will be a winner, okay? I would like to invite to say that you're most welcome in Lisbon, and thank you for coming to the Web Summit. The first startup we have is Nadal. The first startup we have is ApTap, and Nadal will be speaking, but just a minute, I would like to present the jury first. We have David Cairns from CBRE, sorry Dave. We have Frank Seahouse from Acton Capital Partners, and we have Alexia Arts from MMC Ventures, okay? So the first startup will be ApTap, and Nadal is coming on. Good luck, Nadal. In the end, I'll give you. You're going to pitch together.
Hello, my name is ApTap, and I'm co-founder of ApTap alongside with Will and Isa. We're Imperial graduates, having studied science, and we're here to change the face of fintech. Our aim is to empower people to take control of their finances and the services they use like never before. We spent about 3 months interviewing 200 people, and we found 3 main problems. People find it really hard to track their finances and the payments. People really find it difficult and time-consuming to cancel and switch their services. And for those of you who live with the flatmates, you'll know that splitting your bills with flatmates is not an easy task. We believe there's a much better way of doing this. Subscription economy keeps on growing year on. On one hand, we have the user who doesn't want the product and just want to use the service. And we have the business models who predict the revenue models way in advance, and they prefer that. Subscription economy kept on doubling for the 5 years in a row for the past years. And lifetime value of a subscriber is 4 times of a retail customer. We're building the world's first subscription store. We allow the users to connect multiple bank accounts and have all of their bills laid out on a calendar, from which users can cancel, switch, and sign up to new services with just a tap. On top of that, users will be able to split any of the services and share them across their friends and family, as simple as sending a text message so that they can sit down and relax.
So the benefits to our users are quite clear, as Nadal has explained. But on the other hand, we can offer much more detailed user profiles to our service providers. This means that they can take that granular information and boil it down and tailor and customize deals to our users' wants and needs. We sit in the middle of that interaction, managing that customer relationship and generating revenue, when we can start to put together bundles for things people want. Provide instant access to users for providers, and on the vice versa for services to users. Why does this matter? Well, over 90% of people in the UK have multiple subscriptions and bills, but only 5.5 million people switched energy provider last year. On the flip side, the affiliate network in the UK is worth over £1.5 billion, and we can generate over £30 per energy or broadband switch. We're starting out of our core universities, expanding through London and the rest of the UK, where there are over 2 million students, but we're using students to springboard into a wider market, much like Facebook did. We do have competitors. However, we feel they've become fragmented and quite stale. So we want to bring together comparison and account aggregation to give you a holistic bill management experience, creating the world's first subscription store tailored to you. We predict exponential growth in both revenue and user base and are looking for around £500,000 to expand our product and expand our team.
We have just launched our beta, and we're aiming to put an app store by the end of this month.
So join us in revolutionizing the subscription industry to give access and control over the world's services
with just a tap.
Well, thanks for the presentation. Can you describe a little bit how you tested the product already? What type of users are using that? And how is the activity evolving over time?
Sure. So initially, we've used lean startup methodology, product market fit, to really get to grips with the problems people were having. So sitting down, doing interviews and saying, okay, list out for us your biggest problems with your financial management. We took that into consideration, then built our prototype, took it back to them, said, does the solution fit what you're talking about? Got great responses, so now we have over 500 people signed up to our waiting list, and as Nadal mentioned, just released kind of a closed beta, have about 30 people testing it to optimize the actual product at the moment.
Just to add on to that, we also have an advisory board that we do show. His name is Davide. He has a company called Get Product Market Fit. So for the 6 months, we did not build anything. What we did, we examined the problem, did the solutions, went back to the same people, built a landing page, got the people to commit to the idea first, and then we start building it.
Would you consider doing a B2B white label model, or is B2C definitely the market, just in terms of people have a lot of apps
that's definitely on our roadmap. So our vision is actually bigger. We're building this for the customers right now to build the brand awareness and to build the APIs and the backend first. But the real business will be actually promoting it to micro SMEs and small businesses in London and other cities, and for them to manage their bills across the companies. So yeah, B2B market is going to be a big one after 3 years after we launch the first initial business.
Are any large financial institutions getting into this kind of business?
So it's a little bit complicated since the likes of, let's say, like a Barclays, they've just launched an app. However, they tailor it really down to Barclays users. What we want to do is bring together any number of your accounts across a Santander, a Barclays, or whatever you have, Citibank, and bring those all into one place so that you can not only visualize everything, but then be able to take action. We feel that the current solutions, it stops at the point where, okay, I know where my money's going, but now what do we do? But with ApTap, you're then able to go in, you can cancel with a tap. We do a comparison in real time for you to what's on the market versus what you have, and then you're able to switch with your fingerprint, sign up to new things that you've discovered through us, and then share your bills with your friends. It is worth mentioning, however, a lot of these financial institutions do have kind of these pots of money they've put into open banking. So we use open banking to access your account in a very secure way as opposed to the traditional ways. And we brought on Rachel Gentry from open banking itself. She's head of fraud and risk security to help us walk through that process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, acho que eles não tinham início. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm Nathan. Hi, I'm very excited to present Influbook today. We are connecting influencers, businesses, and consumers for a new social shopping experience. So most influencer marketing campaigns go to the top 1%. Well, Influbook empowers the other 99%. The thing is, if you are not a superstar influencer, it's actually hard to build your credibility. And it's actually hard for smaller brands to discover and meet influencers. Well, welcome to Influbook. We are the first professional network for influencers to create their free public profile. They can aggregate their likes, their followers, engagements from all their social media into a single view. They can also be rated by the companies they work with, and they can showcase all their posts in one single place. So now we've helped the influencers work with brands. They're posting. The problem, these posts are actually rarely there when the end user, the consumer, actually needs them. So we're creating the first network of shoppable blogs where influencers and businesses can collaborate on a new commerce medium. So let's say, for example, Web Summit. They could create a page on Influbook. They can invite influencers to come talk about the page, talk about the brand. Now they have a new medium to communicate, new medium to market, and new medium to commerce. So, come on, one more. Our technology is primarily web-based, and we use blockchain for cryptocurrency, for transactions, and for proof of work. Influencer marketing is clearly on the rise. Most companies want to use influencers, and most people trust them. Wow. Our competition is primarily social media and influencer marketing companies. Wow. Our revenue model is a freemium model with a premium service. Our shoppable blogs use affiliate programs, marketing opportunities, and big data. Wow, these things don't work. We're very proud to have won several prizes in the past, and we have our initial investor is the president of Salesforce.com. We have worked with several major marketing campaigns to include the National Association of European Airports. We're replacing our Influbox interactive screens with influencers in front of their duty-free shops. And, well, myself, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've created several startups in the past with one successful exit in the Silicon Valley. Our CTO has a strong experience from Monaco Telecom. Our chief data officer has worked with Oracle and Vodafone. And our CFO has worked with the European community. Thank you. Terrible. Terrible clicker.
It seems like a great product, but when did blockchain come into it, and do you think that's a necessity for this product?
Yes, blockchain has several features. One is going to be the transaction or the cryptocurrency used for between the influencers and the brands. Two, it's used to incentivize the influencers to actually onboard the customers they've actually already used to come and create accounts as companies. So it's an incentive program. Three, it also gives a voting right. Cryptocurrency holders can now vote up influencers because they're very competitive, so it gives them an opportunity to do that. And then four, we're doing also proof of work. So we can prove on blockchain the existence of a post, when it was posted, etc.
So when it comes to influencer marketing, then it's also the question about the impact that you're achieving in terms of reach, in terms of engagement. So how does that actually feed into your product?
So what we do is we're actually the first open profile. See, if I meet you right now, I can check you out on LinkedIn, right? But if you're an influencer, where would I go to check you out? There's nothing. What we do is we allow an influencer to create a brand. They can link all their social media into one single view. So you can see how many likes, followers, etc. in one single place. Very important also, if they work with the brands can rate them. So now if you're a brand, you can see what this influencer has done with other brands. And then we also have algorithms that will do stuff like if you have a lot of influencers all coming from North Korea and you're based in southern France, it seems like you bought them and stuff like that. So we have tools to try to really justify and prove their reputation.
One follow-on question on that, sorry. You mentioned the brands that rate them. Actually, it's for them, it's a purpose of marketing to get access to them. Why should I rate them in a positive way in order to bring my competition on track to deal with the same influencers, or why should I do?
So, okay, so the idea is not so much rating about the competition. It's more about rating the job that the influencer did. Did they take good pictures? Did they feel they got a return on investment from the marketing campaign they did? That type of stuff. It's not so much about rating the company itself. It's all about reputation.
I'm not 100% clear how you make the influencers aware of this platform and get them to it, to engage with these potential brands. Could you just explain that a little further?
So, okay, so basically, there's a use case where typically an influencer who's a smaller influencer does not have a PR agency. They'll go to a hotel, for example, and say, listen, this is what I have on Facebook, and this is what I have on YouTube, and this is what I have, and so the hotel stores try to figure out how good they are. Yeah. What we're doing is really creating a tool where, like LinkedIn, they can just basically connect, they can show how good they are in one single view, so now they don't have to go through this whole step. If we provide a solid tool for influencers that help them out, they by themselves will go viral with it themselves.
No, I get that, but how do they become aware of your platform and know to engage with it and use it to benefit them in that way? Like, what's the model to get in front of them?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a secret. The secret is that all our competitors are B2B platforms that you have to pay, and then you can actually look up for influencers, and some of these have like 500,000 influencers. Well, we're going to use them to actually contact 500,000 influencers, say, hey, stop going behind closed doors, B2B. Come on LinkedIn, on Influbook, create your public profile, open the system to a much wider audience, and go that way. That's really bad, huh?
Thank you very much to Influbook and very good presentation. Next up we have Clairy. Is that so? Marco, you're on.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Marco. I'm the CTO of Clairy. So there's a big problem. The problem is that the World Organization has stated that indoor pollution can be up to 5 times higher than outdoor pollution. Many people have breathing problems. Many people die because of it. So we came out with an incredible solutions, Clairy and ATEDE. In the 80s, NASA discovered that there are some plants that can eliminate toxic agents in the air. So we developed a technological unit with sensors and with ventilation systems that force the air through the roots of the plants and help the process of these plants to remove the toxic agents. With a great product, we need also great service. So we developed an application that with machine learning can understand the problems that you have inside your offices or inside your house and suggest you how to improve your life and how to breathe better. So the market is growing fast. It will be around 11 billions by 2019 and 33 billions by 2023. On the market, there are only ugly and traditional air purifiers, so that has filters that has to be replaced often and that are really expensive. So we came up with an idea that has a good design that you want to have in your house, you want to have in your office. And we don't use filters, so you don't have to replace them. So the team is huge. We are 20. Our founders are from Bocconi University and Politecnico of Milan. And we just hired Steven Croncota, that is the former CMO of Versace. We did a great job. We started 2 years ago. We were selected by Plug and Play. Then we got an investment of 2 million euros from European Union. And this year we won a lot of awards, and we almost raised $1 million on Kickstarter. So we have a lot of partners like UPS, Oracle, and SAP that are doing a lot of articles about us. And since we love nature, for every Clairy and ATEDE sold, we plant 10 trees, and we donate 10 trees. So we already planted 70,000 trees in Madagascar, and we are going to plant 50,000 more. Thank you.
So I definitely think you're solving a big problem from a commercial and office standpoint. CBRE is investing huge amounts of resources into solving these kinds of problems, both within our company and with our clients. I'm not 100% clear on the difference between a conventional product and the product that you are selling. So what's the primary difference between that off-the-shelf one and yours?
The primary difference is that we used a plant as a filter, because the plant has some microorganism in the roots that eats the toxic agents. So people don't have to replace a filter and to pay like every 6 months money to replace this filter. So yeah,
I got it. Okay, and this is a problem that a lot of enterprises would buy. How do you get them knowing about this? Because they're spending tons of money and investing in their HVAC systems and really expensive ways of doing it. So how do you get in front of them? Is it through partnerships like the ones that you just described, or how are you getting in front of big businesses?
You mean with UPS and...
Yeah, big companies. How
right now we have some partnership with, for example, Iren, that is a utility company in Italy, and they bought like 1,000 products from us, and they are using them with their clients.
Have you done any tests comparing the quality between this and existing solutions, and how does it compare?
Yeah, we have a partnership with 2 research centers, one in Italy and one in Netherlands. And they did a lot of research on our product. There are 2 papers about it, and they prove the that it works.
So similar performance in terms of like speed of air purification and quality?
The speed is a little bit is less performant than other filters, maybe like molecule and so on. And for example, our last product will clean the air in a couple of hours, and this room it can be like 36 cubic meters, and yeah.
How are you handling the production process? With what kind of partners? What are the lead times? What is minimum commitment that you're doing on the hardware side?
So we produce everything in Italy because we believe in quality and design and so on. We have partners, for example, in Vicenza. They produce our plastic cover that is in biomaterials, and we have partners in Japan that we buy from them the technological sensors and the technological unit, and yeah, but we produce pretty everything in Italy. Thank you.
So thank you, Marco. Next up, we have Amber from AllianceBlock, I think. Welcome, Amber.
For the past century, investors and corporates, the real actors of the economy, have been drained by intermediaries. Banks charge up to 11% on the funds they raise to corporates. This totaled $20 billion last year. This is larger than the GDP of Bosnia. I'm Amber, co-founder of AllianceBlock, and we're about to disrupt this norm. Each technological disruption starts with a bubble that ends up with a burst. And we're on the verge of a new disruption, AI and blockchain, which will lead to a real participative economy. So why hasn't it been done before? Truth is, as with every technological revolution, there's a lot of scams, high barrier to entry, lack of safety and transparency, and the process is long and complex. And this is where AllianceBlock comes in. AllianceBlock is an all-in-one platform, an ecosystem that allows corporates rated, selected, advised by the community to safely, quickly, cheaply raise funds, whether it be equity, debt, or token. 4 words: decentralized, AI-powered, community-driven investment platform. When a company signs on the platform, our AI brain gives it a rating. The company is then listed on the platform. Sorry, guys. So the company is then listed on the platform where the community starts discussing feasibility, viability, and profitability. The community then votes on the projects, which requires a minimum approval rate before going live for fundraising. We have a unique smart contract generation mechanism and a milestone-based financing for increased safety and transparency. Investors have a digital identity where we leverage blockchain technology to create an encrypted version of the identity that can only be shared and decrypted by the owner. We also have a unique feature, token swap, for creating secondary market liquidity, and we have a track and trace feature to allow you to replicate the investment of the highest rated investors. The market is colossal. We're talking $1 trillion plus, just SMEs and startup. If we scale down to crowdfunding and early stage companies, this is a $194 billion market. And if we focus only on AI and blockchain, which is what we're doing in phase 1 of our project, this is a $40 billion market. On our first year, with 10% market share, we estimate our revenues to be of 22 million. And this is how myself and my team, and this really bad presentation, are going to disrupt the rules of financing.
Well, thanks for the presentation. With platforms, you are always facing the challenge of chicken and egg. So you need to handle both sides at the
Yeah.
same time and increase volumes and participants. How are you dealing with that?
So the idea originally started with one of my co-founder who was very active in the blockchain, in the ICO community. And they've noticed that actually the process is very long and very unsafe. There's roughly 400 million that have been stolen last year in ICO proceeds. So we have the backup of the crypto community where there's 80,000 members that are waiting for us to go live. And we went live on Saturday, where we published our MVP after 3 months of work. And then the project, if you're wondering why the project would come to us, it's because we have the lowest fees in the market. We're charging 2%, and we're offering them a whole ecosystem where they can leverage on the community, where they can do the KYCs in a simple and easy way. And this usually costs, I think, around $4 and $9, and we're only charging $1.
What bodies are you regulated by?
Sorry?
What bodies are you regulated
Well,
by?
we're not regulated yet. We're speaking with the FCA. We've opened line with the FIMNA and the French regulator. But we're looking to be regulated everywhere. And I do realize that this is one of the challenges because regulations are very different from one country to another. But we will find a solution.
Do you have any meta mechanism in place in order to avoid cheating, to track stuff, and in order to build trust, especially outside the community, so that you're getting really big, also
Yes.
with a rather broader audience?
Yes. So when an investor signs on the platform, we will do a KYC check so we know that the investor is real. Number one. Number two, when you start on the platform, your rating is going to be very low. So it depends on your investment. It depends on your interaction within the community that your score is going to start to get higher and higher. And your vote will be weighted based on your score. Thanks.
Thank you very much for a very passionate pitch, Amber. Web Summit is all about connecting, as you know, and I have to point out something that I'm seeing from the stage. These two guys, Paulo and Ivan, you have exactly the same taste in shirts. Maybe you should talk to each other and figure out if you have something more in common. Next up, we have Horizon 47, and Pedro is talking.
Hi everyone, my name is Pedro Meireles. I'm the CEO and founder of Horizon 47. So, let me see when it's working. It's not working, guys. Please put in the beginning. Okay, I hope now it works. So, my name is Pedro. I'm the CEO and founder of Horizon 47. So, basically, Horizon 47 has created an invisible sound system. So, combining conventional speakers with a different kind of speakers called actuators that works via vibration and can transform surfaces into speakers. And we decided to implement this technology in an armchair. So, what kind of problem are we solving here? First, the question of integration. Can you please? Yes, first the question of integration. So we have invisible technology, so all the speakers are completely integrated inside the product, so you don't see any kind of technology buttons or controls. Then we have invisible sound, because you don't notice that actually the sound is coming from the chair. Then we have the question of design. First, we aim for a sophisticated design and high-end materials that can reach architecture and interior design luxury market. And finally, the performance. So as I said, we mix conventional speakers with actuators that can give a performance focused not only on the user, so on optimized performance for the user, while giving a great sound for all the ambience. So we have a double performance. Then our clients are focused in interior design market, and also we are now approaching the automobile industry because we believe there is tremendous potential to integrate this technology inside vehicles. And we want to connect both markets, interior design and automobile industry. Then, so in interior design, our focus in the residential market, architectural projects and contracts. Yes, and then, so for the automobile industry, the future is going towards autonomous driving, as all we know. So the entertainment inside a vehicle will gain much more importance than nowadays. So first, we would love to implement that kind of speakers I told about, so the actuators, using surfaces that already exist in the vehicle and transform them into speakers. So we can have invisible sound and a great performance for the ambience. Then, at the same time, we believe it's important to implement individual speakers in each seat so you can have a personal experience for each person inside a vehicle. And with this innovative sound system, we would like to connect both markets, as I said. In terms of our business model, so our sales channels goes through interior design, stores and distributors, and in the automobile industry, our automobile partners. Then the revenue comes from the sales of the armchair and development of technology for vehicles. And finally, the customer relationship, we prevail the presence in trade shows, events, and social networks. In terms of the market, so furniture market represents more than 20 billion euros around the world, being the domestic market the most representative, and the biggest buyers being located in the United States, Middle East, and Asia. In the automobile industry, we have the most known brands, of course, Volkswagen, Daimler, and BMW, being the biggest car luxury sellers, and the biggest buyers are located in China, USA, and Germany. So about our competitors, in the furniture field, there are some furniture pieces already with sound integrated system, but they have visible technology, reduced customization, and limited performance, so only focus on the user. Then in the automobile, there are a lot of brands that produce audio systems, but all of them have visible technology, conventional speakers only, and performance mainly focused in the ambience. About our team, so I'm civil engineer with a master degree in acoustics. About the production, my grandfather founded a furniture company more than 6 years ago, and they gives all the support to us. Then we have an electronic engineer, product design, marketing specialist, and also a team in UK responsible for the R&D and the development of the sound system. And thank you so much.
What would your first additional hire be after you raise money?
Sorry?
What would your first additional team member be after you raise money?
The team member? Sorry.
Like, who would you hire next?
Oh,
what role? Yeah.
Yes, I think it's important to enhance the system. We can improve a lot. We can do more things with the systems, you know. But at the moment, as we have the product ready for the market, I think the business part and commercial part is more important right now, because we have already an order doing right now, and we have addressed distributors in the United States, China, and also in the Middle East, more specifically in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. And that's the most important thing right now. We need to look for partners in the furniture area or related with audio also that can take the product to those markets. In the automobile industry, we are presenting here a concept, and we believe so. For that, we need a partner related with the automobile industry that can help us develop and implement this kind of technology inside vehicles.
When you look at the product, the core thing would be the quality of sound, at least from my perspective. And it's also about design, but the sound is largely affected to what extent by the surface that you're using and also by the environment, and how are you dealing with calibrating the sound?
Yes, so our main goal was first to have a piece for interior design. All the solutions that were too high-tech, not with care for interior design, and all the technology is completely visible. So our first goal was to have everything invisible, so that can reach architects and interior designers love to hide the sound systems, and that's a great option. Then we take care of the quality of the sound system. That's why we hired people from UK, specialized in electroacoustics, that has developed the system. I asked them specifically at that time to try to use that kind of speakers, because that will allow us to hide the speakers in the structure of the armchair, and that will allow us to use surfaces, because all the rigid structure of the chair is in wood. We are using some of that surfaces to act as speakers, and that is exactly the reason why the product is working so well, not only for the user, but also for the ambience. If you have a lounge area, for example, a lobby of a hotel, a luxury boutique or something, you can have just a piece of design and comfort and have sound for all the ambience, and you don't notice that there is any kind of sound system, and you don't notice also that the funny part, you don't notice the sound is coming from the chair. So the system was developed having in mind that quality. One important thing, our focus, it's not the audio files, of course. So we calibrated the system using measurements, microphones, everything else. So we tried to have the most balanced response, acoustic response and frequency response for the product. I've been present in an event, it was International Acoustic Summit, where I have been present a lot. It was last month in Porto, where have been a lot of people from audio market. And in spite of, they have always, of course, some minor things to point out, they were amazed about how different was the experience with this product when compared to a cinema experience, headphones, or even a pair of speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. I think we have some problems with the clicker. We're trying to solve it, but nonetheless, the next guest is Jesus, so he has special powers, and that won't be a problem. Jesus from JNB Music.
Thank you, sorry.
No problem. So, since I think that shit happened and this is not working properly, I will not use it. So if the guy's there, hello, you just can change, yeah, it's not working. Anyway, I didn't base my pitch in the PowerPoint, so I'm gonna show you this, that for most of you is just piece of paper. I'm gonna leave it here. And maybe you can share this, because I am not really talking, I'm not really good talking in front of the people, so let's see if I can finish in 1 minute. So the idea is really simple, because in other ways, a guy like me will never be able to do something like that. And start like that. Every time you go to the venue, restaurant, or any public space where the music is playing, you can choose what you want to eat, you can choose what you want to listen, what you want to drink, why you cannot choose what you want to listen. All the owners of the venue, and I have a venue in Bali where I was surfing and taking mushrooms for the last 15 years, we all want to connect to our customers. We want to connect, it's for that we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we try to connect with them when they are in the beach, in the house, sleeping. We don't have anything that can connect directly to us when they are inside our venue. So what we create is the music menu. Basically, how the system works is really simple. We choose, as the owner of the venue, we choose the music from wherever is the sources, and when they choose the playlist, we only copy titles. You can go ahead if not. We can only copy the titles, and we send the titles to the servers. So we don't own any music. We don't have problems with the rights. So now you are the guest, you are raising the table, you arrive in the restaurant, and the waiter arrive and say, here is our food menu, our drink menu, and our music menu. You download the app, which is for free. You see the playlist of the list of the songs that the owner is going to play anyway, one after another, and you vote 3 times for every song, 3 songs every 3 minutes. So the system takes the votes from all the people in my restaurant and makes something that is amazing and cannot be better, which is that every song that is playing is that song that most of the people in my venue want to listen. Okay, and that cannot be better. Doing this, we achieve something that all the big guys are looking for, and is some big data. The data that we can collect from this is amazing. We can be the only company in the world who knows what song is playing, where it's playing, and how many times it's playing. You have 150 countries, the collecting society are collecting money, thousands of millions of euros, and they don't have any idea for who is this money. So they put in the pocket in most of the countries, especially in Spain. So that is the product, and it's a simple idea, and that is all.
How much testing how much of product testing have you done so far in different restaurants, different places? What's the response from people?
So we just launched 1 month ago, and the main group in Spain, which is Costa Este, have 35 venues around Spain. They love the idea. and they are now putting in everywhere. So that is real. Costa Este have Opium, Pacha, etc., etc. I mean, every single company that we approach, so far is 10 companies, they are interested to keep talking because for the venue is free, for the user is free, and they are doing the same that they are doing now. Someone put music and someone goes to the venue and want to enjoy.
So where's the money? What's the envisaged business model?
Sure, that I love it.
Profane question from an investor.
That I love it because it's my best part. I love to make money. So when you go to vote, every time you go to vote, you see a pop-up saying, nice choice. This pop-up is an image of a bottle of Heineken that is open, or Coca-Cola, or Pepsi. That is CPM in some way that not any company has. We have segmented, we have point of sales, we have call to action, and we have video. Doesn't exist nothing like that in the venue right now.
In your testing, do you think users are going to want to download another app when they go to a restaurant, or will it be one app in all restaurants? Is it an app per restaurant?
It's impossible. You don't have any system that is working for one app in each venue. Not in petrol station, not in supermarket. The clients, they want one app that they can use it everywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Next up, we have Lightbringer Tech. Maurizio from Italy is going to be talking. He's kind of nervous about the clicker, so help him.
Hi, I'm Maurizio Corazzini, the CEO of Lightbringer Tech, and I'm here to introduce Guardian Angel, a unique end-to-end personal protection system. We all know people such as Jane having an heart attack, Sarah walking back home late at night, or Mar unconscious after a crash. All their personal safety is at risk. Now imagine a system that can automatically save them. Guardian Angel is saving life with no action required by the user. It's made up of 4 elements: a wearable, an app, an artificial intelligence that is the core of our patented system, and rescue services. Guardian Angels monitor our biometrics and geolocation 24/7. In case of a real medical emergency, the artificial intelligence automatically alert the operation center, where operators and doctors can immediately deploy rescue services wherever the user is in the world. The AI is powerful, secure, and scalable. The device battery lasts for 5 days. The service is global and multilingual, and the travel protection service is included. The app connects immediately to the device and start detecting every single heartbeat, skin temperature, movement, VO2, so the oxygen in blood, and average HR, that if unconstant, can allow the artificial intelligence to predict any stroke or heart attack. We collaborate with the Western University Department in Canada and Valdosp Hospital in neuroscience departments. From fit and strong to most vulnerable, everyone can enjoy our service. The market is expected to be $39 billion by 2022. We already cover 15 countries with a B2B and licensing business model based on renewable annual subscription. We have 450K of a bootstrap, 500K of revenues, and we have signed contract for 37,000 devices per year for the next 5 years, and we expect 9.5 million next year. We are now in round A. We are looking for an investment up to 5 million, and we expect a growth of 150% per year in the next 5 years to join $1.5 billion by 2024. We have a large pipeline of products, including an all-in-one multiple disease that will be ready in 2020. We are a passionate and successful team of engineers, 15 people, and managers, with the vision to become the global standard for personal health care and safety, prevention, and rescue. Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit more about how I, as a customer, can access help anywhere in the world? How does that work so easily and seamlessly?
Yes, the thing is, everything is done by the artificial intelligence. You don't access to anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to act. Don't have to push any button. Nothing. The artificial intelligence is very sophisticated. It's able to detect every single problem.
I get that part. I'm wondering then, how you connect into
It goes to the to the operation center, and the thing is that you buy it in England, but you are on holiday in Canada. We know exactly where you are because we do geolocation, and we call the police and the rescue services wherever you are from the operation center. So it's a worldwide organization that is working for big insurance, for big company. They are organized for that. They have doctors 24 hours a day. So it's completely covered.
You're leveraging something that exists already, a network that can be connected into already.
Yeah, it's already working. We have users, let's say, just a little bit more than beta tester, but we are now delivering the product with the contract that we have.
Do you sell the software separately or only together with the hardware?
We have a flexible business model. We are talking with companies that are interested, for example, to use, well, we produce a wearable. So we have our wearable because most of the wearable on the market, they can't have bit-to-bit detection. They don't work like that, and the battery doesn't work enough. So basically, we can sell the product and the artificial intelligence use only, or we can do the full package, depending on what is requested by the customer. We are talking with many different kind of models.
When you look at your customer side, you can think of maybe three distinct. One is the end consumer, one is corporates, and one is insurances.
Yeah.
How would you see your market approach to that, and actually how you're seeing the usage between those distinct groups?
Our distributor are talking with many different kind of customer. And for example, insurance are interested to give this to together with the health insurance or with the life insurance, because they are saving people life, so they don't have to pay the premium, let's say. This is just an example. So you were asking other models. Sorry.
Also on the corporate side and on the consumer side. So are there any specifics?
We are now using, let's say, distribution network that maybe they are, for example, selling other kind of products, like all the home safe system, like the companies that monitor your house, etc. They added this as an additional service, so you are protected when you are at home and when you are outside. We are talking, for example, with companies of a group of care home, where there are most of care home, they don't have any medical service, and they can monitor their people. The next version that we are going to issue in a few months will be a long range, what we call long range Bluetooth, so we'll be between 100 and 300 meters, 100 indoor and 300 outdoor. And we will connect with a tablet with 7 devices connected, and so we can connect group of people, and we can give the interface for the emergency to the nurse room, for example. So whenever someone in the room number 3 is having a problem, the nurse in the main room, he knows already. And that's another kind of business model. But we are very flexible on that. And our distributor, the more and more they talk with potential customers, the more we discover new models. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you very much, Maurizio. And then the next and last startup, it's called Cryptowerk. I worked on this a bit because it's half German, half American. His name is Bernhard, and I think his first slide is going to be really popular.
Thank you. Great to be here. The internet does have a fundamental problem, because there's a lot of information, especially when it comes from American presidents, but not only from those that you cannot trust. Like, for example, Abraham Lincoln once said, "Everything you read on the internet is true." It might sound funny, but it tells us that data per se is not trustworthy. And looking at data and looking at blockchain technology, we come to the conclusion, or at least Mark Andreessen, who's one of the most visionary VCs in California, came to the conclusion that blockchain technology can bring a trust layer to the internet that has been missing so far. But on the other side, if you look at how blockchain is adopted today, and we've seen a lot of adoptions in different use cases, for example, going down to bike locks being connected to blockchains, I personally think that Paul Watzlawick was right when he said, if you have a hammer, the world looks like a nail, and that's how we see blockchain adoption today. But what are these blockchains good for? They're providing a tamper-proof repository. They can eliminate intermediaries, and they can provide frictionless exchange of digital assets so people can pay each other and exchange money. You've probably heard that before. They're used in supply chain management for provenance, authenticity, and identity, and these kind of things. So you've heard that too, but they have limitations. And that's what we are exactly addressing. Scalability is a huge limitation of blockchains. So on public Ethereum, for example, you can do up to 10 transactions per second, which is for a database where you want to store data in, not really fast. Cost is very high. Blockchain transactions cost up to $3 per single transactions. Also, compared to databases, very high. Interoperability, what's going to survive? Some of you might remember that like 20 years ago, we recorded all of our TV shows on WD 2000. All around the corner came VHS and our tapes were lost. We might see the same thing with blockchain technology. Is Bitcoin surviving? Is multi-chain surviving? We don't know. And privacy is also a big problem. As I said, blockchains provide a tamper-proof repository. You cannot delete anything anymore if you put it in. So email addresses and things like that, you can't put on blockchains. Yeah? What we are providing today as a product is an API to seal data, any kind of data, at scale. So you can seal data in blockchains using our technology with up to 1 million transactions in 1 second. It's already used for compliance, text data, medical research, automotive research and development, drug supply chains, and many more use cases. It's a layer between blockchains and applications. So we do the acceleration of existing blockchains and integrate with various blockchains. The price model is classical SaaS model. We do have some traction. This company was founded in 2016. We're at the Retail Tech Hub in Germany doing business with MediaMarkt, Saturn, and many others today. So we're growing as in the US as well as in Germany. Our leadership team consists of, we always say it's an AHA startup, and AHA stands for Alte Herren. It's old guys. There's nobody below 40 on the team. Everybody has more than 20 years of experience in the business, working for SAP, for Deutsche Bank, for Oracle, and large other companies. Thank you.
What exists at the moment that you're disrupting? Like what's currently used?
Digital signatures. So if you want to make data tamper-proof, you can either digitally sign it using certificates, or what companies also are doing to make data tamper-proof, they're storing it on optical storage systems like warm drives that are extremely expensive.
Can you discuss a little bit the sales process? So I've seen that there are big enterprises in there. So whom are you talking to exactly? What's the sales cycle overall? And what is the reason not to do it with you?
I don't see any reason not to do it with us.
But your potential leads, maybe you do not have a full sign-up rate for the service when you're selling. So
you can sign up for the service. So we're talking to developers, we're talking to startups, we're talking to companies that integrate our services. We're taking part in acceleration programs like, as I mentioned, the Retail Tech Hub, which brings us to large companies very fast. I myself have been doing product management in tech industry for 30 years already. So I do know a few people in the corporate world, especially in Germany, that have been my customers. Sales process, it's split into different parts. One is a classical SaaS. You just sign up, and we don't know what you're doing with our service, but we're interested in learning about it. Number two is we're talking to large companies, and that sales cycle is typically very, very long, as you might imagine. The first sales cycle is extremely fast because they just sign up.
That was going to be my question.
Okay, then thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernhard. So now we have to wait like a minute or two. Let me just stress something out. The jury is finalizing the votes, and then Slido will collect all the votes and give us the name of the winner. A thing that I should say is regarding the judgment. So the judges will be scoring on startups on 5 items: product, potential to disrupt, financials, team, and quality of pitch. Okay, so these are the 5 main things that they will be looking at. Other than that, is there a little chat here? Is there something that you were hoping to see here on stage that you didn't, or something that you saw that kind of was different or interesting? What were you looking for?
I don't think I had any specific expectations. I just wanted a broad array, which I think we definitely got. Yeah, just some really interesting ideas and ones that we haven't seen before. So that's good.
Okay.
So for me, it's always important to see some numbers on testing, how it is accepted exactly by the client and so on. And I think in general, that would be for me important, because it's always good when I think if I were a client of a product, then I would take it or not.
Okay.
But the important thing is, how are you approaching product market fit? What have you done in testing? And what numbers come out of it?
Okay.
And so this would be, for me, one of the things that I would like to see more.
Okay.
Instead of the qualitative stuff.
More numbers. David?
I was interested to see that there are some companies that are leveraging the global innovation ecosystem. As an example, one of the companies is working with Western University in Canada. There's a big AI conversation happening in Canada right now. So I thought that was kind of cool to see some of the global reach in terms of helping get to scale. That was cool to see.
And in general, when watching a pitch, do you relate more to the storytelling, or you relate more to the slides and information that is being brought up?
The storytelling is very important, with the backup of wanting to look from time to time at key pieces of information that you might not understand the space. But there's got to be a logical flow and story behind what's being sold.
Yeah, not too much information on the pitch, which I think they did well. It wasn't too many words.
Okay. Frank, you love numbers?
It should be a homogeneous presentation, so both ends feed to a homogeneous picture overall.
Okay. I would like to call all the startups on stage. I have the winner here, but I think you all deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. I haven't looked at it. Maybe you could spread more. Come on, don't be shy. Come on. There's room there. Jesus. Pedro. So now it's the big moment. I'm going to... So the winner is Lightbringer Tech. Oh, Mauricio, you were so worried about the slides. See? It all came together. Congratulations. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to the jury. And I think there will be another session in 15 minutes, I'm being told. So you have time for tea or coffee or something. Thank you very much.